Hi and welcome to this week's episode. You know, I always like to think of myself as special, as having things that are unique to just me. I know that we're all similar in that we're human beings. However, all of us are created individually. And this is why, to a large extent, that movement created by social media doesn't resonate with me. You know, the one in which people like to wonder what other people are doing before they make a decision. I like to just wonder what I need before I make a decision. Now, that's not to say I don't look at reviews, because I do. I look at them, read them, and make a decision based on them. But that decision is still based on whether or not it fits in with what I think, rather than it fits in with what the royal we thinks. And when I say the royal we, I mean the whole country doesn't need to agree with me before I make a decision about things that will affect me or my family. Well, it was just something I was thinking about when I woke up this morning. What are we doing today? What are we being led along a road to thinking today? We need to make our own decisions. But this is the hook into what I want to talk to you about today. And that is, our students, our kids, are they norming? And if they are, does that lead to performing? Now, those of us in industry will know that there is norming and performing in a group. Kids in school work normally in the traditional education system. They work as part of a group, don't they? Because they're put into classes. And in those classes, there's a number of different individual personalities and different ways of approaching the learning day in that group. But it doesn't always work, because there's strong personalities, there's weak personalities, but somehow the kids start to norm. They start to fit where they think they fit, and the outcomes are whatever comes from the place that they've decided to fit. Because most teachers have 30 kids in a classroom and really don't have the opportunity in a lesson to work within each person's chosen spot that they have chosen to take on in the classroom. Stay with me. Since being in lockdown, there's been a new norming happening in which students are telling each other how boring it is being at home, even though they're in online lessons. And a lot of this is because now they're in online lessons, they don't get as much interaction and opportunity to know where they fit in the norming process. So therefore, they join the easiest one, which is, it's boring. Let's go back to what school was supposed to achieve. Education is an enlightening experience. It's supposed to enlighten the student into things that they don't know and encourage them to want to research and find out more and help enrich their lives so that they can choose a path which is both unique and fulfilling for them. So that's enlightening, enriching, enhancing. All of those words should really describe the educational experience. There's no reason why an online lesson can't do that. But because of the norming that's happening, where students are in contact with each other and deciding it's really boring, it's been muted, that whole effect is being muted, whereas they should be focused on what they want their outcomes to be. I have to tell year 11 students every week in our sessions, remember the end result. Remember what you are aiming at. Remember, this is about you. It's not about anyone else. You can't share anyone's results. They are your results. Therefore, you need to take personality. What am I talking about? Take responsibility for your learning. That is not quite the norming that I'm experiencing right now. I would like to see more students actually, if they have to, they need to take a step back, regroup, and think about what they're trying to achieve and make a decision on what their norming position will be while schools are still not physically in school. This positioning of themselves will help them to make that decision and also perform in a way which will help them achieve what they want to achieve. Because at the moment they're norming, but not necessarily performing. We want to bring the two together, really, don't we? So that they can see the fruits of their labour, let's just put it like that, the fruits of their labour as they work, as they establish their position, as they make that decision as to what they want their outcomes to be. We want them to reap the fruits of their labour as they go along. Let's link that now to teacher assessment, which is started to happen now. Teachers are gathering evidence. But there's a mixed bag out there of the effectiveness of what is happening. I've heard that assessments are being given which take an hour and 45 minutes but have been given an hour to do it in. That's an hour and 45 minute test with an hour to do it in. So the student's not going to achieve their best, and they will not be happy and they will not be motivated. That's not useful, but that is happening out there. So we want them to get their positioning straight so that whatever type of assessment is given to them, they are able to handle themselves and get the best out of it. It's not for me to criticise any teacher's approach, but it's my position to say that most teachers are very fair and very balanced in the way that they do this. And there will be standardisation procedures put in place, but the students need to establish their position, their norming position, their position that they're working from in order to get the best results out of it in the end. Now, usable news. Home learning hacks. We always think that we have to sit and teach our kids what the lesson is about. How about this for making it a little bit more interesting? You explain what the outcome should be to the child and let them teach you, because most of the time they actually know. They are right little sponges who really, really try hard to understand the ununderstandable, if there is such a word. There, I said it. Teacher using words that don't exist, ununderstandable. However, they love teaching. My son loves to teach me new things, and he usually does one every day. So why not turn the tails on them, explain the lesson, explain the outcomes, give them the materials to use, let them use their iPad to research, and then set it up so that after a reasonable period of time, they teach you. And be enthusiastic people and ask them questions and see how they can actually really turn a lesson around. You'll be amazed at how much better the whole experience becomes. Sharing the load. But in the meantime, I want you to have a great week. Stay positive. We're making progress. And if you've loved this episode, share it with your friends. I'm here every week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. with some new educational tidbits. There's lots for us to discuss. You can always get in touch with me at jgeducate.com. Free, no obligation consultation at any time that you wish. The calendar is right there for you to choose from. Have a great week.